Channel 92 News with Delaney, Forrest, and Whitney.
Good morning, Mount Vernon Junior High. I'm Delaney.
And I'm Whitney.
And it's time for your morning broadcast, but before we get to today's breaking news, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now on to today's announcements. Spirit Week will not be until January 22nd. Be sure to listen to the announcements next week for more information. Yearbooks on sale. Books are $15 each, and orders are due January 18th. And now to Forrest with sports.
Thanks, guys. The 6th grade boys basketball teams traveled to Owensville last night. The B team came up with a win, but the A team lost a really close game. The 7th and 8th grade boys basketball teams hosted Carmine last night. Both teams defeated the Bullpups. Great job, Bobcats. The 7th and 8th grade girls basketball teams traveled to Fort Branch last night. The 7th grade won, but the 8th grade was defeated. The 6th grade girls basketball team will have a practice on Saturday, 1/12, from 10:30 to 12:30 p.m. Girls, forms for the Mount Vernon High School Dance Cats Clinic are available in the main office. The clinic will be held on Saturday, January 26th. Back to you guys.
For your culinary delight, tacos, refried beans, fruit, and milk. Today's happy birthdays go out to Angela Gonzalez Gomez, Jordan Wacker, James Marshall, Nathan Nolan, Ellie Cox, Mrs. Kessler, and Mrs. Rogers. This week's word of the week is plethora. It's spelled Plethora. It's a noun. An excess or overabundance. And now to Mr. Shockley and Mrs. Angel.
All right, Bobcat Pride, here we go. Oh, that one fell. Sorry. Here we go. We have Kirsten Jewell. Kirsten Jewell. That's numero uno. I'll take the one that fell. Why not? Well, it's Kirsten Jewell. Here we go. Hey, how about two? Why not? Okay, here we go. Number 3. I can't believe it. No, it's Savannah Ray, okay, or Roy. And the staff Bobcat, here we go.
Mrs. Reeves.
Mr. Wolf. Here we go, Mr. Wolf. Okay. Miss Angel, I believe you had a special announcement?
I do. Oh, sorry, wrong camera. Oh, they told me this one. Okay, I'm on this one. Okay. Sorry. All right. What we would like to do, Mr. Jones is going to have a special announcement for you guys when I'm finished. But once he is done with the announcement, all 7th and 8th grade home bases, if you would, on a sheet of paper, write down the 3 top luxury items that you would like to have if you could design your own bedroom. Okay, so if you had your own bedroom, the top 3 luxury things that you would put in it. And then home-based teachers, if you would, either send a kiddo down to my room with those, or you can just stick them in my mailbox. Thank you.
Good morning. I want to talk a little bit this morning about some of the things we've been doing all year and our goals and the vision and why we're attempting to do some of these things. Students, you guys have been doing a great job. Every time we take you into the computer lab, do testing. We've got more testing on the books that's coming up, and I know that it gets really, really tedious to have to go in and take another test. We understand that, but I want you to understand the reason for all this testing and to understand that some of it's driven by the state, the DOE, the Department of Education. Some of it's driven by me because we need to get some good data for you, and some of it is not. We've got writing prompts that we need because at the end of the school year we've got Public Law 221 where we have to put some reports together and we have to document how well you guys have improved. So that's where the school-wide writing prompt comes in. Easy Tech, 7th graders, God bless you. I know that the feedback I'm getting is that it's pretty immature. Maybe the tasks are not, using the spreadsheet, the word processor, learning how to cut and paste into different things. Some of you have all those skills, some of you don't. The bad part is that the lessons that you guys are now going through are written and they come across very immature. That's a factor that whoever wrote the software knew the skills they needed to teach, but just don't understand 7th graders and how awesome you guys are and how you're not immature, and the kids that they've been exposed to are a lot younger. And so they don't have a good view of what you guys really are. And we do, because we're around you every day. So I apologize for that. We're getting, as a school, a little bit of money from that. And that's a positive, not a lot, but just every little bit helps. We can use it to maybe buy some more equipment for somebody around here, some technology. So I appreciate you guys sucking it up for the school and doing your best. It's not easy. Every day, your teachers, your parents, every adult that walks the face of this earth has to do things they don't necessarily want to do. But it's for the betterment of their children or their family. And so you have to learn to have that adult life skill that you do your best all the time, regardless of whether you want to be in that position or in that situation on a daily basis. When I come to work, I sometimes have to deal with people I don't want to deal with. Not students. You guys are awesome. Teachers are awesome. But we get upset parents. We get different situations we have to deal with. I don't like dealing with that all the time, but I have to become good at it and just deal with it. Mr. Shockley's the same way. Your teacher's the same way. But I want you guys to learn that skill. We're doing Acuity. Here's the reason. Because potentially that could be a lot like what iStep looks like in the long run. We're scheduled maybe to move to what's called a PARC test. And the company that's writing Acuity and produces that is the company that may be producing that test for Indiana. So if we get ahead of the curve, we get used to using Acuity, and it has segments in it where it can give some lessons that are tied right with what you miss. So if you miss a question over a certain standard, Acuity can potentially assign lessons for you to improve on just that standard. So the better you do on Acuity, we're going to start assigning lessons for you to do to improve. The better you do, the fewer lessons you get assigned. So there's a motivator right there. Number 2, though, it gives your teachers accurate information on exactly what each student needs to do to improve. And then your teachers can design their lessons and their unit plans to help you get better. As a school, we're under a lot of pressure to do better on iStep. iStep is important. It reflects on our community. If we have people that want to move to Mount Vernon, they do look at schools if they have children. If we can become a B or an A school, which you guys are very capable of, I have no doubt about that. As teachers and students, you guys have all the skill sets to do that. The only thing sometimes as students we lack is the motivation. We see kids go in and they just click and they don't take it very serious. I don't want you to stress over it, over any of these tests, because you're being guided by very good teachers that know exactly what you need to learn by in what order and what to teach you so you can perform well on all these tests. So I don't want you to stress, but I do need, every time you sit down in front of a computer or in front of a piece of paper on your desk to take an assessment or a test, that's game time. That's when you do your very, very best. That's when you perform. It lights on, action, let's go. And it's not a stressor. That's where you should be excited to prove what you can accomplish and you can prove to somebody how much you've achieved and how much you've improved. And that's what we need you to have as your attitude when you go into these things. If you have a product that you're going to produce for a class, even if it's not graded, people are going to see that. So if you put your name on it, it's got to be the best you can do on that day. Everybody has an off day. There's days where I want to do my very best and I come in and I'm tired or I'm beat down by certain things that are going on. I've got to adjust my attitude and I've got to put my best effort that day. Now, not every day is going to be my best, but it's got to be the best I can put forth on that day and that time. And I've got to do the best I can. And I try to do that if I'm going to have to put my name on it. And then if I don't do that on a given day, I'm not perfect. But if I come back in the next day or the next week and I realize I really didn't perform like I should have, then I adjust. I try to get my attitude back where it's supposed to be, and I try to really put forth more effort to try to see if I can overcome what I did not perform well on the day before. That's what we expect out of you, because you guys can do this. Every time we put some sort of a challenge in front of you, you guys rise to the occasion. You guys are awesome. But we need to act that way every day. We need to act that way in the hall, how we treat each other, how we act when we see a test. If our teachers are giving a lesson, it doesn't have to be something that you're totally interested in, but your teachers are trying to make it the best they can every day. So you have to respond that way and perform your best for them every day too. If we can get that kind of an attitude rolling every single day, then there's no stopping any of us in this building. I did want to take a minute to talk to you about that. That means when we do Acuity, we're trying to get you ready for ISTEP, and ISTEP is important. It's important to every single teacher in this building. It's important to our community, your parents. Maybe not everybody understands that, but we're trying to get that word out. So every day, we got to come in with a good focus and get the job done. I appreciate you taking the time to listen to me. I know this is not an exciting message, but I get excited when I see how well you guys can do and can perform, and I like to brag on you. So I want to see us improve. If we can get all of our test scores overall for the school in language arts and math especially in the 80s, and math, we did finish a little higher than that overall. If we could even bump that up a little bit, then we will be at least a B school this year. And that's what we need to accomplish. That's got to be our fixed goal. And we'll talk more about this. Thank you. Have a great weekend and be safe.
We control our attitude and effort, so make both great. And we are MV!